You know what the most invisible kind of wound in a mother-daughter relationship is? It's not yelling, it's not criticism, it's when a mother constantly pours her pain onto her daughter. That's the real emotional damage. The kind that doesn't leave bruises but drains a daughter from the inside out. Because daughters, by nature, are empathetic. They feel deeply, and when their mothers start unloading every frustration, every disappointment, the daughter becomes the emotional trash bin of the family. Especially in homes where the father is emotionally or physically absent, the daughter often becomes her mother's only emotional outlet. She becomes the peacemaker when her parents fight, the listener when her mother complains, and sometimes even the one who takes on the responsibilities her father should have carried. That's why people often say, a lot of mothers try to turn their daughters into their husbands. And while some might say, oh, that just shows how close they are. A daughter is her mother's little cotton jacket. Psychologically, it's not affection. It's emotional overreach. When a mother constantly vents to her daughter, she's actually draining her daughter's mental energy. Because venting isn't sharing, it's dumping. It's a way to seek validation, sympathy, even a sense of moral superiority, but it leaves the daughter carrying emotions she was never meant to bear. And the result? That daughter grows up with a fragile sense of self. She starts to believe, I'm not important. She may even feel that her very existence is somehow wrong. That love, to her, means absorbing someone else's pain. From a young age, she learns to feel guilty, to believe that her mother's unhappiness is somehow her fault. And over time, that twisted self-image eats away at her confidence and self-worth. When she grows up, she's drawn to toxic partners, narcissists, manipulators, people who mirror the emotional chaos she grew up with. She doesn't choose people who truly love her, because deep down, she doesn't believe she deserves that kind of love. And the more broken her partner is, the stronger her desire to save him becomes. Because she's used to putting others' needs first, to sacrificing, to forgiving endlessly, to confusing endurance with love. She turns love into a mission, not a connection. Now, if her parents had a volatile marriage, full of fights, blame, and her mother's constant complaints about how miserable her life is, then the daughter's understanding of love often splits into two extremes. Either she rushes into relationships too early, chasing anyone who shows her affection, or she marries the first man who treats her kindly without asking herself if he's truly right for her. Because loneliness becomes unbearable. Because emotional warmth, even fake warmth, feels like oxygen. From a psychoanalytic perspective, a mother's emotions directly shape her daughter's inner sense of safety, just as they shape a son's sense of happiness. If a mother constantly projects her marital pain onto her child, that child grows up emotionally repressed, forever searching for validation in others, forever trying to heal a wound that isn't hers to heal. And sometimes that turns into hostility. She grows up distrusting men, convinced they're unreliable or selfish. So she either avoids love entirely or repeats her mother's story, becoming the same kind of woman who complains, suffers, and resents. If you're a mother, please hear this with love. Don't make your daughter carry your pain. She's not your therapist. She's not your partner. She's your child. Your problem should be shared with people who have the capacity to help, not with a little girl who just wants to be loved. And if you were that daughter, the one who grew up surrounded by your mother's tears, remember this: you can empathize with your mother without absorbing her suffering. Her pain is her story. Yours is to live fully, to stop defining yourself through endurance and being the good one. Because only when you become your own person, only when you stand on your own 2 feet, can you truly become a daughter. Not a replacement, not a savior, but a whole, complete self.